The Unfiltered by Jade.
Jade. Welcome to The Unfiltered by Jade, where we educate, empower, and entertain. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, download, donate, and make everybody know about this.
Beats by RB Records.
Shopping assistance, your style, your budget. Our services include online and local shopping for individuals and businesses, personal shopping, purchasing of company and office supplies, importing and exporting small packages across Jamaica and worldwide, and helping you find unique gifts and items for all events and occasions. Contact us at 876-919-5195 or shoppingassistance2015@gmail.com. Shopping Assistance, your style, your budget.
Welcome back to the Unfiltered by Jade. Today we have with us here Mary Henderson, and I am excited for our conversation. We'll be speaking today about building six-figure freedom. And I believe after listening to her videos, after listening to her talks, watching her, reading about her, I believe she is the perfect person to get us to where we ought to be, where financial freedom is. So Mary is a personal branding and online business specialist. She's an entrepreneur, she is a coach and a mentor, and she's a business consultant. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Jade. It's great to be here. I'm very excited.
I'm excited to have you here, Mary.
Thank you.
I want you to bring myself and the audience into the understanding of what building six-figure freedom is and how we get there. And before we even get into it, I want you to tell persons what are some common misconceptions about building a six-figure income and what are some of the most critical factors contributing to success in this pursuit.
Wow. Now, that's a very, very, very big question, and I'm going to try and give it a very big answer in a very efficient way. So I think, Jade, with everything in life, I think the pursuit of our purpose and mission is first and foremost, and I feel very passionate about this topic because we've really diluted what that meaning truly is. People say, I'm trying to find my purpose. I don't know what my purpose is. But the problem with that is that that's a societal ideology way of looking at purpose and mission. It implies that there is something outside of myself that will provide me a pathway toward my purpose and mission. Purpose and mission starts with understanding that you already have everything you need to create a freedom-based business, whether it's six figures, seven figures, eight figures, and beyond. And for me, when I ask myself that question, I ask, what is purpose and mission? And really what it is an accumulation of your professional and your personal experiences in life. And when you merge all of those together and you connect the dots and you work through your past stories that are holding you back, you will see that everything that you've experienced has been divinely orchestrated for you to actually see that as true wealth. What do I mean by wealth? It's your asset. It's your life experience that now becomes your asset. Assets create money, not the other way around. People are chasing a freedom-based business, but really what they're chasing is money first. Money is self-destructive. It will lead to a guaranteed dead end. What we need to do is understand, how do we turn what we have, which is our greatest currency, our greatest asset, which I call wealth, into money. That's the starting point. If we don't start our business from that place, then you're going to create a job and call it your business, or call yourself an entrepreneur. And that is not what an entrepreneur is. Entrepreneurs are constantly growing and embodying everything that they've experienced, and they convert that experience into an asset, and that asset is what then converts into a 6 or 7 figure business. So I believe that that's the starting point. The second thing is that we have to have that tenacity inside of us that drives us. We set the desire. We get clear that this is the path I want to take, knowing in my heart and my soul that this is not going to happen overnight, that this is a work in progress. I am going to make mistakes. I am going to fail. I am going to get high. I'm going to have lows. I will want to give up. I will want to, expand. There's so many different emotions that play out on the journey, and it's not for the faint-hearted, because again, society has brainwashed us to believe that we must work for somebody, that you cannot create your own destiny, you can't look after yourself, you can't create 6 or 7 figure businesses. That is why they say you have to go to university and become something, because that's how you're going to make money. But even that's not true. So the second part is understanding what that deep desire is, challenging societal ideologies, having the courage to do that, so that you can be free. And when I say free, I mean a free thinker. You're a critical thinker. You're not swayed by society. You're not swayed by what your friends and family will tell you. You are very clear on what that vision looks like. You understand purpose. You understand mission. And you also understand that you have everything that you need to get you to that next destination. And then, and only then, do we actually start to build the foundation of that business. And everything does require a foundation. What I find, Jade, is a lot of people, when they're wanting to build their 6, 7, 8 figure business, they are very reactive. They're band-aiding. The whole philosophy of their business is based on reacting. Oh, I need this. And they buy into the hype. They buy into tactics. And they've got a business that's full of band-aids, but they actually don't have a foundation. And the foundation for me has 4 parts. First part is understanding who you are as a brand. What are your attributes? What does that actually look like when you unpack yourself as a brand? What are you? Who are you? What are your core attributes? What are your core values? What is your tone? What is your voice? What is your persona? Because we have to define our brand, not the external world. So the branding is the first foundational piece. The second part is the systemization. It's systemizing all of that knowledge, the wisdom, the skill set, the experiences that you've had, and systemizing that into a solution that can solve problems. And you may have multiple problems that you can solve. That's fine, but you still need a systems design approach to building a structure that will not fall. It will withstand any pandemic, any endemic, anything that's happening in the external world. Your system is sturdy enough to withstand that. Then we move to the next part, which is the digitization. And the digitization is converting all that you've done into your digital assets, sales pages, automation, email nurturing sequences, websites, online LMS, online programs, etc. So digitizing as much as possible and automating as much as possible. And then we move to the final part, which is the sales of marketing. It's all about lead generation. It's about content strategy. It's about understanding your audience and understanding how to communicate with your audience, how to start a conversation with your audience, understanding how your audience wants to be communicated to, how they want to consume content. Again, that requires a very, very, very established system so that you're building a predictable sales system. You're not reacting and walking an uphill battle and then turn around and say, oh, it didn't work for me. So these 4 foundational pieces for me is absolutely critical before you can even think about embarking on this journey.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the different pathways or strategies individuals can use to pursue and build a 6-figure income? And how can they identify the most suitable approach based on their needs, their skills, interests, and goals?
I think that you can, I think it's okay to build your business in increments. I don't think that that's a problem. I just feel that we're in a very interesting economy in the you can call it entrepreneurial space, because I think that there's a lot of people are selling their limited knowledge, as experts, and moving into this space called coaching, or not so much consulting, more on the coaching side. And to me, that's a very, very scary space to be in, because if you're selling limitation, you're going to attract limitation. And this is where frustration starts to step in. Just in my own story, when you have systems in place and you and you act like a business owner and you treat your business like a business owner, you are going to outgrow that version of you at some point, which means that you're going to outgrow the clients that you've been attracting. This is not a phenomena. This happens to the best of the best. And so when that happens, the question is, what do you bring to the table when you outgrow yourself and you outgrow the client base? So when you build a business with like, oh, I'll just do a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit, you're going to be reacting and you're not going to get the results. I had this prospect who's now become a client, and she came to me and she said, I'm a doctor and people come to me. I don't go to them. So when I do my marketing, they're going to come to me. And I said, that is a very, very, very immature way of looking at your consulting business. It's not going to happen like that. I can assure you that it's not going to happen like that. But I said, you go and you try and do it your way, and and good luck. And I could see her on LinkedIn just really struggling to create content, get engagement. She couldn't even get one like on her post. And eventually she actually bought one of my programs, which is specific for LinkedIn. And, and she started my one of my programs, and she said, my mind is blowing away. I cannot believe what I'm learning. And it was interesting for me to hear her say that, because she in herself realized that the way I'm approaching my business and just approaching it from a Band-Aid perspective, I'll just create content and that will get me clients. I will worry about the services I provide once I get traction on a platform like LinkedIn. Well, you see, there's a problem with that, because it goes back to what I'm just saying. If you outgrow the clients that you're attracting, what do you do then? What is the next logical step for you? And this happened to me, Jade, last year. I was running a 12-month mastermind and I outgrew the people that I was attracting. I actually outgrew myself. I grew exponentially. And I had to make a change from a 12-month mastermind to a 12-week boot camp because I operate at speed. I was able to collapse my program from 12 months into 12 weeks. And actually now I can actually now do it in 7 days. So do you see how when you have systems in place and you do it in the order that I just mentioned, you can
Right.
outgrow your business on a month-on-month basis. And that means you're going to attract different types of clients. And what is the outcome of that? Higher price point, not lower, higher price point. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that we have to ask, this is a really important part of the entrepreneurial journey. What happens if I outgrow my business and my clients? Where do I go? What is the next logical step? Is my business foundation built in such a way that I can elevate, or I can bring something else to the mix? I can create a new way of delivering my solution. So for me, it really is about having always a systems design approach to every aspect of your business. Here's the thing, Jade. If you just work on your branding, that's not marketing. Okay, that is not marketing. That is not systemization. And it could be, parts of it could be digitized, but that is also not digitization either. So, okay, now you've just focused on your brand. What do you do with that now? Okay, what happens now? Okay, you've invested in that, but what will you do with that now? You can't do anything until you've got a solution to a problem. You can't do anything until you can take a client to a platform where they can consume the content in a digital format. And you certainly cannot attract clients if you don't have a sales and marketing strategy. So everything goes hand in hand.
Wait, that's a lot. That's a lot you're giving us, Mary. For
Yeah.
people who want to start a business, there are lots of things that they have to consider before even starting this.
That's exactly right. But the other thing I do want to say, Jade, is that a lot of people that work with me as well, they are in senior corporate roles, and
Okay.
and I encourage anyone. First of all, I encourage everyone to understand that working for somebody else is not the only way to earn money. You have to have the courage, if you want to go down the entrepreneurial path, to, self-actualize that this is the path that I want to go on. However, in saying that, if you are in a senior corporate role, there is no need for you to leave that job whilst you are building your contingency plan on the side. This is very important. A lot of people think I have to leave my job to start my business. No, you do not. In fact, that would be the worst thing that you could do. So anyone that is in a corporate role, you want to leave that corporate role, the best thing you can do is build a contingency plan. And what I have found when I work with people that do that, suddenly their productivity increases exponentially in their job. They don't care about what people say or do, or who they don't like in their job, because the focus is no longer on the job. The focus is on the business that they're building, and that creates like an adrenaline hit. It releases oxytocin in the body, and what happens is that they're on a high now. So the focus is not on the job. They're going to the job, they're giving the job 100%, they're happy, they're committed, they're flowing. People can't believe how happy they are, but they are happy because they have a plan that they're working toward. And now they know that at some point, that manifestation of that contingency plan is actually going to manifest into an actual real business that will earn them money. And this is what we must understand. There is no need to leave the job, but if you are going to go down this path and do it as a side hustle, create a contingency plan, structure the business properly so it's a turnkey. At some point, you can say, that's it. I'm ready to move. I've got everything in place. I am ready to take on clients. And that's how I encourage everyone that works with me that is still in a corporate job to actually work on the contingency plan.
Love that. What common pitfalls or challenges individuals may encounter in building a six-figure income, and how can they overcome these obstacles and stay focused on their goals?
I think that the biggest pitfall for most people is how to be seen as a thought leader, how to be seen as an expert, especially on social media, and knowing how to use the different social media platforms for your benefit. A lot of people post content for the sake of posting content, but actually we need to understand how to write our content so that we're actually targeting the right people. The other thing is that a lot of people have got this spray and pray mentality. They are, creating content that is of no value to anybody out into the ether. And that is because they haven't defined their audience, they haven't defined their avatars, they don't know what the avatar needs, wants, and desires are. And so social media then becomes a really, really big problem for most entrepreneurs. It becomes the Achilles heel. It's painful because if you're not getting engagement on your post, if people are not DMing you for more information, it's an uphill battle. And I have built multiple six figures just on the back of LinkedIn, Jay. Just LinkedIn alone, not Facebook, not Instagram, just LinkedIn alone. Now, one may ask, wow, how did you do that? And all organic, no paid ads at all. I do not do paid ads, but it's because my sales and marketing is dialed in. Now, I just want to touch on sales and marketing for a moment. Most people are not sales and marketers. That is not their area of expertise. Sales and marketing is a discipline. It really is. It's not only a discipline, but you have to evolve that aspect of you on a day-to-day basis. It becomes your normal. Most people are not salespeople. Most people are not marketing people. If we don't master marketing, sales becomes very hard because then you start to chase money. Okay. If we master marketing, sales is the effect of that. And for me, these are the critical pitfalls. It's the sales, the marketing, the content strategy, understanding how to amplify your brand on social media. These are the areas that most people struggle with.
What advice would you give to individuals who aspire to build a six-figure income and create a life of freedom and abundance for themselves and their families? And what actionable steps can they take to start their journey today? Also, you touched on it earlier in terms of our mindset, but what kind of mindset and personal growth also do we need in achieving our goals?
When I started my first business, which was in 2005, for me, the driver has always been to break the generational ideology that I was brought up with. So I did not want to believe that what my parents were, what my grandparents were, was what I was going to be. So challenging the status quo is the starting point. I really, truly believe that. It's getting curious and asking yourself, can I change the trajectory of the future generation that I'm going to produce? That was always been my driver. It still is today, because I believe that generational wealth is spiritual. I do believe that. I believe that it's up to me to change the trajectory of the family belief system. And somebody in the lineage has to do that. In order for things to change, one person in the lineage has to challenge the status quo, and go through the hero's journey so that you can change it for future generations. And as I said, that journey for me started in 2005. I feel like I'm a veteran, entrepreneur. This is my third startup. And every one that I've done has been the same journey. It's all the same. It feels the same. It is the same. I think only now I'm not afraid to start a new business. I love the challenge. I get excited by the unknown. So for me, it's different only because I've been doing it for 19 years. That's a long time to be an entrepreneur. It's a very long time. So I think the mindset bit is actually challenging the mind that is set inside of you right now. That's what we've got to challenge first. Nothing needs to change. What we need to shift is the mind that is set in our body right now. And remember, the mind that is set in your body has been set from the external world. Parents, teachers, grandparents, TV, media, university, your corporate job. Everyone has set your mind, and you haven't actually established your own mind. So when we challenge that, that's when things start to look very, very different, because you're going to start to ask questions like, wow, why would I believe in that? Like, why did I believe that? What does that mean? And so when you get curious, suddenly everything just starts to look different. You're going to start to see the world differently, receive information differently. You'll want to know more information on a certain topic. So from that standpoint, I don't believe that you change your mindset or you go to someone to fix your mindset. Your mindset doesn't need to be fixed. It just needs to be shifted into what you want that mindset to be, not what everyone else has actually downloaded into you that has become your normal. So until we see that as the mind that's been set in the body first and foremost, nothing's going to change, Jay. Nothing at all. So I think that when we look at mindset, when I look at entrepreneurs who go down this path, very seldom do I work with entrepreneurs who want the quick fix. I know that there are a lot of people that want a quick fix, but I don't believe in that ideology, because I know how long it takes to build a great business. It doesn't take days. It doesn't take hours. It does take years. And every day, every month, every week, every year, you're building from the previous day, previous week, previous month, previous year. So one key trait that I have mastered, and I suggest to everyone that this is a requirement, is patience. I've mastered patience. I tell you, this is my number one trait. And a lot of people, they don't have that trait. They haven't mastered that muscle because they want it now, instant gratification. If I don't have it in 30 seconds, I don't want it. Whereas for me, patience is just been mastery in itself. And I have now learned that things are not going to happen in Mary time. They're going to happen in God time. So yes. I just need to take a step back, and just go with the flow and understand that, yes, God knows what my intentions are, what my desires are, but I have to also work with those universal laws and be comfortable with that. So that's the other thing. And there's one more thing I do want to add, Jay, because I think this is also a very important part of the entrepreneurial journey. It is having a belief in yourself that something much bigger outside of you exists and is holding you and divinely orchestrating your journey, that we're never alone, and that when we do need help, there is something much bigger outside of me that is there to hold me when I fall and is there to answer my questions when I ask. And, and I think that my commitment to my spirituality is is number one. That's my number one, and everything else comes after that. And so I do feel that when you implement that level of trust in something greater than you, that you can't see, you can't touch, you can feel it, you can't touch it. I think for me that has just been the greatest gift that I've given myself. So I feel that there are so many different angles that we can go in this conversation, but they're for me the fundamentals.
I understand, and I agree with that in terms of what is the core for you, because it's the same where I am in terms of God is my core, and I believe also to do anything I'm doing, whether it's business, whether it's family, whatever it is I'm doing, my my base, the first and foremost person I look to is God for anything. Therefore, with Him, I eliminate other person's expectations or what other persons have deposited in me, because sometimes, as you said earlier, sometimes people deposit things in us that is not for us.
Yes.
And we go with it in business to say this is what we're supposed to do, when really that's really not what we're supposed to do. And you said that along with this business, you have developed patience. In business, generally starting a business, people don't have the patience because, as I said, want instant gratification where we want it now. And we don't have the patience to be consistent. So I love that you ended it on that note for people to understand, and also to know that patience is important when you're running a business and even trying to get the 6 figure, the 7 figure, the 8 figure that you desire. Having patience is vital.
I have to agree there. That is the number one trait I think that we need to even teach in school systems. It really needs to start from young, how to be patient, how to just take a deep breath and just, be still. Because, when you're patient and when you're still, that is where your creativity actually lives. And so, most days, there's not a day I think that doesn't go by where I sit in complete stillness and silence and just give myself that space to think, ask questions, write in my journal, breathe in, breathe out, and just get a sense of the vastness that is available out there, instead of being, immersed in the hustle and bustle of life and social media. I think we do need to give ourselves that space. It's interesting, Jade, a lot of people think I spend hours on social media. I only spend 15 minutes a day just posting and doing what I need to do, and then I'm off. It does not rule my life because I have understand the power of, my time and how important that is. And so these are traits that I think we really need to master.
I love that. Time is important. Mary, where is it that people can find you? They want to connect with you. They want to know more about your business. They want to follow you. Where can they find you?
Oh, well, you can find me on LinkedIn first and foremost, which is at Mary Henderson Coaching. Connect with me on Facebook, Mary Henderson Coaching. I'm on Instagram, Mary Henderson Coaching, or you can go to my website, maryhendersoncoaching.com.
Nice. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you so much for leaving these gems for people to hear and to hopefully follow and to go and check you out and check out the different things that you have to offer them.
Thanks,
If they
Jade.
want to elevate themselves. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Jade. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. And I want to thank you so much to my listeners on the Unfiltered by Jade. And we'll be back next week, Tuesday. Thank you. Bam, 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 bam,